You do the voices of Stan and Cartman. Can you tell us how you came up with those voices?
Even in film class, Matt and I would talk with just kind of this annoying, high-pitched voice and make our film teachers angry.
We thought it was funny, and kind of nobody else did.
Basically. Yeah, and what we did at the time, I remember.
What was the voice?
It was basically all the voices of the kids. But what's funny is that we do the voices back then. We did the voice, and then it was on analog tape. This is weird to talk about.
It's so weird, right?
It was on analog tape.
We had a 4-track,
and we took this thing and bent the thing to pitch it up. Because the truth is, if I were to do Stan right now or to do Cartman, it wouldn't sound like it. Because of course now it's all digital, but we do the voices and then they take the waveform and they pitch it up exactly 3 semitones, which is what we now know kind of sounds like a kid. 2 semitones can make you sound kind of like a woman, and 4 makes you sound like Terrence and Phillip. It's 6 makes you sound like a chipmunk. Yeah.
So what's the difference between how you do Stan and how you do Cartman?
It's funny too, because I've noticed with a lot of cartoons, but it's funny to look back at the first few seasons and how much different it was. Because it used to just be all through and just puffing my chest out and really going like that. You couldn't even understand what he was saying, So now it's just through the years he's gotten this little accent, and there's just certain words that he pronounces a certain way for no reason, and little nuances that and there'll be plenty of times we catch ourselves that I'll do Stan's voice and I'm like, oh wait, that sounded like Cartman, because they're not that different. It's right. Just one's kind of more through my nose and has a few different accents on words, and the other one's just pretty much my voice talking high.
And Matt, do you want to say anything about doing the voices that you do?
No, just that I'm not very good at voices, so it's lucky.
You do Kyle.
You do it on
you did Kyle.
Yeah,
you did
Kyle.
Penny.
Well, Kyle and Stan are basically me and Trey doing the exact same voice. It's just that they're slightly different. Kenny is speaking to my hand. It's a brilliant technique.
It's always the funniest thing, because if I'm wasted enough, like at a party, and people come in like, do a voice. I was like, okay, who do you want? They always say Kenny, and I'm like, okay, I don't do Kenny. And why do you want Kenny? All that is talking into your hand.
Matt, do Kenny. This is the perfect setup. Now you got to do Kenny.
Oh yeah. Okay, what you do? Take your hand. You hold your fingers together. You put it over your mouth like this. You just put it up like this. Amazing.
Isn't that
amazing?
Incredible voice. The way you can just change his voice like that. But I mean, I really love the favorite times we have, even writing, but also in the room recording, is when we're being Cartman and Butters, because we just know those are just times we almost know every time we're going to get in there, we're going to do it in one take, because we just know exactly how those 2 kids are around each other.
Those are 2 characters that are just, and you can almost give them normal lines that aren't funny, and they can become funny. Both those characters are just inherently super funny. Those are the funnest shows. Those are the most fun shows to do, is Cartman and Butters.
You guys were friends before you started working